living around people, obviously, living in every county in the state. And if you think of the southeastern corner of Michigan, that's pretty heavily populated by humans. They know how, they're very good at what they do, and part of what they do is stay away from direct contact with humans. They're also primarily nocturnal. So not many people out walking around in the woods at night, but even if you were, the coyotes would know you were there, and coyotes don't hunt in packs, rarely do. They're solitary animals. A single coyote is it's a medium-sized dog. Tip of nose to its derriere is about 30 to 36 inches. The tail might be another foot long, and they weigh 20 to 50 pounds. These are not big animals, So a 30-pound coyote, it's just, they look much larger because they have a very heavy, lush coat, and particularly in the fall and winter. But they're small animals, and in the wild, they're primarily hunting rabbits and rodents. So they're actually a very positive impact on animals that take a lot from human resources.
Greg, I remember when I was in high school writing a paper about Michigan's coyote bounty law, which this would have been in the 70s, and we don't have one anymore, and I'm not exactly sure when we got rid of it, but there was a time when the state had a bounty. You could bring a coyote hide in, I guess, to a DNR office, and they'd pay you for it. And I'm assuming that's because they had been viewed for a long time as a danger to livestock.
Yeah.
Or to a
particularly small livestock, chickens and ducks and possibly lambs.
That apparently the bounty system didn't work very well, and as far as eliminating the coyote, it wasn't successful.
The bounty in Michigan was ended in 1980.
Okay.
So you're right.
Yeah.
And most of the states where coyotes historically occurred in North America had bounties on coyotes. There's been a lot of well-documented studies on that, and they absolutely prove that having a bounty on coyotes, having people deliberately go out and shoot them and being paid for that, has absolutely no impact on the coyote population.
The main factors are the availability of food, and then you said removing the main predator, which was the wolf.
Yep. A solid wolf population in a region keeps the coyote population suppressed. Doesn't eliminate it altogether, just as it does the fox population, but it does. Wolves will go after foxes or coyotes if they have the opportunity. Doesn't happen often, but it does keep a heavy pressure on their population. There is, by the way, though, trapping coyotes is legal in Michigan from October 1st to March 15th, and you can hunt coyotes from the middle of July to the middle of April. So we're actually out of the hunting season now, but how many are killed that way, I don't know, but I can assure you it has no impact on the coyote population. Coyotes historically were identified as vermin when a majority of the population of the country lived on small farms, and those small farms consisted of 2 cows and a couple horses and some chickens and ducks and whatever. A few pigs, and if a coyote, if that was a lot of your wealth, and a coyote came in and took your chickens, that has a huge impact. Now there's little chance of that happening, and just the fact that most people aren't even aware that there are coyotes around, yet there's a very healthy population of them here in southwestern Michigan.
Can they get by in an urban area?
Yes. Do they live in downtown Detroit? Probably not. But certainly if there's park space and there's spaces where they can stay out of the limelight, and I couldn't specifically say yes or no. Is there one in downtown Kalamazoo, or are there coyotes? It's very unlikely. I think if you're coming out of the play at night and look down the street, you're not going to see a coyote.
They have
but they might very well be around your home in the suburbs if that's where you live, but you'd probably never know it.
Yeah, so if you're out camping in Michigan or out in the evening and you hear yipping and howling.
A very high yipping, yeah, and particularly in the evening, that's right. Yeah, there's a good chance.
It's more likely to be a coyote than a wolf.
Much more likely. And a wolf is much lower howl, and yeah.
And this is the way that coyotes communicate with each other?
Yes, and it's probably enjoyment.
Do your Mexican gray wolves, do they make noises like this at night, or your African
they howl
wild dogs?
In the morning and in the evening frequently, and they'll also howl if they hear sirens, and they'll respond to them. So it's but it's pretty eerie when you're leaving there at 7:30, 8 o'clock at night, particularly in the winter when it's dark, and you hear this howling in the woods. And I've spent a lot of my life around wolves, and even so, it's both eerie and it's wonderful because, of course, that's part of the natural heritage of this part of the world.
Greg, we've just got a couple minutes left, and again, my guest has been Greg Geise, who is the zoo director at Binder Park Zoo. As we head into the summer and the fall, anything else we should be thinking about with the zoo? Any other special events coming up or things you want to mention?
We have small special events almost every weekend all summer. And of course, our Zoo Boo will be taking place the last 2 weeks of October. Also this summer, we'll have another huge reptile weekend in conjunction with the Michigan Society of Herpetologists who come to the zoo and do a 2-day event. You'll see construction underway both on the new amphitheater and also the new snow leopard exhibit, which is actually going to be built where the old amphitheater was. And it will be 4 to 5 times the size of their current exhibit. And then it's our intention to convert the old snow leopard exhibit back to a lynx exhibit. So there will be a lot of change going on, and then more things in the future after that. But of course, the carousel is there, and it is magnificent. It's a lovely structure, and the carousel itself is a work of art, and just gorgeous painted scenes on it. All the habitats of the world around the top, and the animals are great.
We mentioned earlier, the nocturnal aspect of the coyotes, and we've mentioned the wild dogs and some of these others. Is there an opportunity to spend an evening at the zoo still? Do you still have camping nights for kids or groups?
We're booked very fully through the entire summer. We actually we serve the Girl Scouts and Brownies statewide very heavily, and any other groups, boys and of course, and we have some weekends when we do families. And
so call ahead if you want to.
Or go to our website, which is binderparkzoo.org, and it's all there. The whole calendar is there, and you can identify everything. And absolutely, you must have reservations because they do book up.
Greg, thank you very much for being on my program and bringing us up to date with coyotes and with Binder Park Zoo, and congratulations on all the great work there. Thanks for watching my program. This is State Senator Tom George. I'll be on again next week, bringing you another guest from the state capitol.